Hello. Hey, sexy souls. Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. I'm weird. We get a little woo woo. Um, I'm weird as in that's not my nickname. I just am weird. I used to say it all the time. I would warn people, look, I'm a little weird kind of thing. And I just figured I would include it because I'm weird and I'm woo woo. Oh, we all get a little woo woo here. Um, okay. All right. We're going to do coffee and tarot. Coffee and tarot's premise is this. Uh, we sit down, we have a conversation with spirit. Spirit leads the entire thing. Okay. It I don't know what's going on. Basically, they're at the helm of this, which means they get to determine what we're going to be talking about and not talking about. So we don't come into it with any kind of preconceived notions. We don't have any kind of time frames or any sort of parameters or anything else like that. My Okay. So I have a bit of OCD. Because of my ADHD. They kind of go hand in hand. Mine is the kind that's, anyways, it doesn't matter. But so it has been irritating my soul. They cut our grass and then just didn't even do the front lawns. I don't know what happened. They just never came back. They did like everybody's down this way and they stopped at like the two buildings here and our grass is so tall and I'm seeing it get long out back and it's the most annoying thing for it to be. And all I could do is just like I feel like that's the energy. Like somebody is might be irritated at something or is like, "Oh my gosh." Because for that to come up is weird. And when I tell you all morning long, little things, my brain has been going, and it's been for a reason. I was chitty chatting with my. Is the volume on? Hold on. Can't tell. What is going on here? Hey. Um, but like I'm nitpicking on stuff, like irritated or like focusing on certain details that probably shouldn't matter. Um, but somebody might be dealing with like intrusive thoughts a little bit with like irritants. There we go. Like there's just like irritants, like things that are irritating and stuff like that. So let me get my spiel. You are a sovereign being of your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages. Thank you. But they still be putting the weird shit at the end. Did you do the KDN? Like now I'm wondering what mine looks like. Like, why do they do that? Why don't they just let you do your own like, it's YouTube stupid. Anyway, um, oh, yeah, you are a sovereign being. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. My recommendation is to never Cinderella shit to make it fit. Oh, okay. Do they let you change that? So, like, they add something to it. I have never, ever attempted to change, just the one time on this channel, I changed it, because it used to be something else. Okay. Okay. I was like, that's I don't know why they do. Anywho, it don't matter. Um, so I'm picking up on maybe certain little irritants that are coming through that you're focusing on, or like it's catching your attention and you don't know why, and it's like, and you even know that you should let it go. If that's you, this message might be for you. I don't necessarily feel like that's going to be a part of the actual message, but that's a little something. Like if you feel like, oh, like certain things have just irritated you right recently, and it's like dumb little shit. Stick around. They want me to start with the Moon Magic Oracle, so that's what we're gonna do. And as you know, we always whip this bad boy out. It's upside down. It's like it's bright in here. You see how blue it friggin' looks? Like there's a blue hazy hue It's like a or a graying out. Nothing's vibrant. YouTube does that. And I don't even know how, like, there's no way to change how. Anyway, see, nitpicking on all these little things. It's like I'm noticing a lot of little things that are just annoying. That's what it is. Somebody's noticing little things that are annoying. It's not necessarily doing anything to you per se, but you're noticing little things, little nitpicky things. Let's see what they have to say about it, if anything. I got my coffee. The fuck? Shadow work. Are you shitting me? Sure. Sure. Why do I feel like shadow work is done though? It just feels like shadow work is done. Like there isn't any. Somebody might be nitpicking on things. Um, I'm getting the feeling like you're nitpicking on the things that you notice are little things and they're nitpicky things and they're the things that don't even matter. Um, why do I feel like when I say shadow work is done, it's like, okay, you're ready. And you're like, but what about this? And then what about this? And did this and did this. And it's kind of like, and you're not even nasty about it, but you're like, like somebody is finding every little minuscule, minute detail to harp on. And I don't want to make it sound like you're making it a big deal because you're really not. But it is like stopping you from something. Like, I feel like saying shadow work is done. Like, any type of healing, any kind of whatever. But you're like, "Well, what about this? And oh, but I see this. Oh, there's a little cloud out there. I can't go for a walk." It's like, yes, you can. It ain't gonna rain. If it does, it's just gonna be sprinkled. Just go. Why is it like there's just like let's get this out because I want to say this is done so you can move forward or you can do something now. You can do something now. But you're finding all the little. Why do I feel like this is the wrong ensondre little details? Ensondre? That's not a word. Ensondre, that is a word. Like the little nothing. There's certain little details that it's like before you couldn't move forward because of shadow work. Now it's like meaning that there was things that you had to take care of and work through and deal with. Now it's not there, but you're finding little nothing reasons. So nightshade and silver dollar is a good one. Silver dollar. They go, yep, that's it. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Shadow work is being influenced by something from your past. Uh, refusing to allow your past to color your future. Um, only moving forward when you're free from the hurts and the traumas of your past. It does say, and I have this. I put like an asterisk by it. It's like, do not live your present life in a state of anger, fear, or anxiety, or be governed by the things that happened in your past. Move on in love and light. Basically, just move on. It feels like you've worked through everything, but the idea of finding all these little minuscule details that stop you from something are really just an excuse. Um, because there's a bit like it's almost like uh, having a scar, like, it might be healed, but there's still a scar. Like, you don't necessarily forget, and so it's like, when you're being called to step forward, it's like, it's kinda hard to forget what you went through. So you might be healed, but you're still kind of like, "Mm," and so it's like, there's this hesitation. You're having a hesitation and using little minuscule things that are of no consequence to you whatsoever, as, like, distractions from doing something. Sabotage. Nightshade is talking about, so you're sabotaging something by doing that. Nightshade flowers at night where few can see, and this card could represent something that's secretly working against you, something that could sabotage your life. Um, Nightshade asks you to protect yourself and to remove those things from your situation. Um, there is a potential that somebody else, this can talk about somebody else bring this in, but I don't pick up on anybody else's energy, honestly. So I don't want to go there with that. It can be your like that's a toxic pattern that if you're not careful will sabotage you. Like finding little minuscule reasons, legitimate little hiccups and that kind of stuff just as a stall tactic. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a stall tactic. So you're feeling compelled to do something and you're stalling. You're stalling. But the thing is that there's no reason for you to stay put. There's no reason for you not to move forward. You've already healed everything. It's just the memory of the past that has you kind of like, like it's almost like if you can focus on the little tidbitty things, you don't have to admit that the past is actually still kind of influencing you. Um And you may not even realize why, but you are stalling for a reason. Like if somebody were to really ask you, how come you haven't blah, 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 there's no real good reason. Not anymore, at least. That much you do know. Okay, so let's go to silver dollar. And with the idea with Nightshade that sometimes it's the toxic situation or the toxic patterns, toxic behaviors, or the sabotage can come from somebody else. I mean, that might be part of the past, the idea that somebody's always been around to kinda, like, F-ish up, you know what I mean, in some form or fashion, really kind to your face, but, like, undermines you in some way, and so you may be used to start, stop, you know what I mean? And so it's like, you don't wanna take that first step because there's a history, a pattern of situations, people, circumstances, somehow seemingly always coming up that are going to infiltrate and derail your progress, your forward movement, whatever it is that you're trying to do. And so again, it's not like you still have some kind of open wound in regards to that, but you don't easily forget. They're showing me somebody who like hikes and walks a trail and things like that. Um, and one day comes across a snake that lunges at them. Now, you're not bitten or anything else like that, or even if you were bitten, um, because you didn't see it, or even though you knew it was, a potential and that they could be there, it's like you kind of got a little too close, and they got you really quick, and so you're healed from it, but like the scar is still there. You still see it, and so it's a reminder. Like every time you go to take a step, you feel like it could happen again. You know what I mean? It could happen again. And the idea is, well, yeah, it could. There are no perfect absolutes, right? And so it's not like it's an unrealistic, you know what I mean? So take the like I said, that there's a cloud in the sky. I can't go for a walk. Like you're using little details, little things that don't mean anything as an excuse to stall or not do something. This is a general read, guys. Okay, silver dollars. So prosperity, wealth, and abundance. And this is what you're stalling yourself from. So the silver dollar talks about, it denotes prosperity, abundance, wealth, positive goals manifesting. Whatever you wish for is now within the realm of possibility. Um, like any kind of like, now's the time to address any troubles with money. It does talk about good fortune and lasting fortune. Um, it can talk about sudden developments or sources of good fortune. Um, but to help these energies manifest in your life more quickly, make sure that you're being a good steward and taking action. So, this is where we're at. You are in a place where it's like these things are literally waiting, but these tactics are, you are self-sabotaging right now, even though that's not your intent. And it's just enough to stop you from meeting something, you know what I mean? Like meeting something, meeting this prosperity. If you sit and wait for it all to show up, of course it's going to take longer. But if you start walking towards it, the union can happen quicker. Again, you're not taking those steps though, because you're looking at all kinds of little there's always a reason. There's always a little something that kind of, makes you, well, and there's this, and blah blah blah, or I don't know why I heard, oh, I haven't had a shower. I don't know who that's for. And so you don't, like, it's just like you find little things, and it's like, seriously, that's not the reason. Um and so, but it's a stall tactic, because again, not because you haven't done the shadow work. You've moved completely through it and you've healed. You're fine. um you can't shake the memory of something, and when you lift up that foot to take that first step, it's like a flash, an intrusive thought. We talked about that when I first started. I was like, somebody's having intrusive thoughts, so you have this intrusive thought of, and if you don't have the thought, then it's like the energy. You feel the energy of, oh, I remember. Like your body remembers. So let's talk to them about what we can do about this. Um, I don't know. They want me to use this one, but I don't know. It doesn't necessarily feel like, what is going on with me here? La, 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 la. Okay. So they're showing me somebody. I don't know why I messed with my hair, but they're showing me somebody who, like, I would do this if I was presentable, but I'm not. But you almost intentionally find a reason not to do your hair every morning. Oh, I've got to do this, or oh, I got this, or because of this. And so you just don't do it. So when the moment arises for you to go out and do something, you're like, oh, I can't. I did. It's like, again, there's all these stall tactics. There's all these reasons, these whatever it is. It's like, but you're doing it on purpose. And so, like, friends like, "Well, why don't you just," "Oh, I can't because my kids, and I can't because of this," and they're like, "Well, why don't you just get up, like, 30 minutes before your kids? That way you can go ahead and get it in." You know what I mean? Like, you already said that you're not sleeping in like you used to and stuff, so might as well. And then it's like, "Oh, well, but I always still go for a walk and everything, and so I'll just get sweaty anyway, so I need to do it later." But yeah, but you don't ever do it later. So why don't you just, like there's all these little like, "Oh, oh, oh," but it's like by not doing certain things, you are not prepared for when a moment arises. You see? So it's kind of like that. How convenient that, "Oh, I would, but I don't look right." But you intentionally don't do your hair every morning. What do you then maybe you should start doing your hair every "I really do wanna get out, but," and it's like, well, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You create situations where you always have an excuse. Rejuvenation and fulfillment. This is a continuation of the live that I did on Monday, it seems. Your luck is soon going to change. Reckless actions will lead to conflict. Keep it up. Keep it up, and you will self sabotage. Passion and romance await. Now, for those who don't want romance, fine, whatever. Can I just remind you, though, that it's okay to romanticize your life? So, that's what makes living so pleasurable is when you can romance all like, like everything is romantic. The way that you get to experience the sunset because you went at a certain time and it hits the flowers on the beach side just right, but like whatever it is, like you can romanticize your life. You can romanticize anything. So it's okay. Like it doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean that it's a person, but it's you're 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 getting close to it's like life is meant to feel passionate and something is trying to come in, but you're doing something just like the hair. Like so you have this excuse that I've got to do this and this and then my schedule makes me do this and so I just, and I never have time to do my hair because of that, and so I just throw things on it. It's like but then you get to use the fact that oh I don't really look all that great. I'm not going to do it. You get to use that as an excuse. That's the real reason, because it's a convenient stall tactic, a convenient excuse. That's the name of this, a convenient stall tactic. Um, so, uh, they're like, let's address this, all these little things, all these little reasons that you've got, and you'll do things in your life so that you always have those reasons at your disposal. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. All right. Rejuvenation and fulfillment. This is really what they want. They want your cup full. They want you to feel fulfilled. They want you to feel alive. So the things that you're abstaining from would help blend to this. So you're doing little things in your life that like you're not pouring into yourself. I feel like the things that you're skipping have to do with you. And then so you can use it as an excuse later on, as a stall time. So there's this idea of you're not going to have an excuse if you bring yourself back to life. Because when it's like I don't know why they're giving like the fountain of youth. It's like they're showing me a fountain, like pouring into the cup, like something pouring into the cup. Because if your cup is full, you don't really have an excuse. And then you'd actually have to face the knowledge and the knowing that you're stalling. You have a hesitation, and it's just because of the memory, and it's like because you can't shake that you have no control, you know it could happen again. And I don't know what it is, different for everybody. Um, your luck is going to change soon. And maybe that's what you fear. You fear having hope and belief and things like that, that things are going to change. And you're just afraid, oh, it just won't. And so then like 3 of Swords, it'll just upset me. That might be for somebody, and then just the idea of your luck, like, something's gonna change for you soon, and you have to be ready. So you gotta stop those little like, again, like, the idea is, like, I I intentionally don't do my hair every day, and I've always got these little excuses as to not, but it gives me the leverage to opt out of something when something really good comes along, like, "Hey, I got tickets to a concert tonight, just last minute. I know you're at work, but we can leave work and you're like, oh, I showed up looking like ever loving whatever. I look like dirt crud, but like you do that on purpose all the time, and you're missing out on something bigger as a result. But what you don't realize is that it's going to end up being problematic for you later on if you do not make yourself available to this change in luck, okay? Because that would throw you into repeating a pattern or repeating a cycle where you're going to wish you had made yourself available. So if you're one who is tired of I just get this feeling of like they're showing me a train that comes, but the time between each train, right? The time between each train is so long that if you miss it, God, like you're not going to be happy with yourself, right? And so they're showing me somebody who's sitting there and is like, I drank a lot and the train's not coming for another 20 minutes. I probably should go right now and go pee. I should probably go to the bathroom, blah, 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 do all this stuff. And you think, well, I don't really have to go right now, so I won't. And then 5 minutes before the train comes, oh, now you got to go. It's a little bit of self sabotage. It's not something grandiose, but it absolutely is used as a crutch. So you go to the bathroom, you come back out. Damn it! The train showed up 3 minutes early, and then has already take. Are you shitting me? And then you're mad. Then you're mad. hmm Because what are you talking about? I have to wait another 24 hours. What? Only I keep getting like a 2-year cycle. So there are events that are supposed to happen for you. And it's like if you don't open yourself up to it, you will have another 2-year cycle, another 2-year cycle. So this says to me that what like the last 2 years have been some kind of a cycle for you. And it's like not necessarily like you could have got skipped over that cycle, but like it's definitely one that you don't want to repeat. Had some good coffee, can I just say? I just caressed myself. So you don't wanna wait. You're not gonna be happy with yourself. So, reckless actions because it's reckless, 'cause honestly, like, whatever it is that you're doing is so minuscule, it's like, "Are you serious?" There's no real obstacle to you doing it, and there's no real purpose in you staying put in this cycle either, because 'cause you're done. So, what? And when I say the fact that it bookends rejuvenation, fulfillment, and then passion and romance, like there's this is seduction. Like something's supposed to be very pleasurable. You're supposed to enter into a very pleasurable and a very a cycle or a phase or a time frame where, like, things are really enjoyable. Like 6 of Cups energy where I am, like, indulging in all these little pleasure like, everything's just a little sweet. That's a romanticizing of life. But you're supposed to be open to something, and for some of you, yes, it is a person. Because when you're like, "Oh, but I don't look a certain way," and you don't go to do something or it keeps you kept up in your house, then the opportunities where spirit is trying to bring somebody across your path, it doesn't fucking happen. So, yeah, that's dead, done, and over with. Ten of Swords. You see the past that was maybe a little gruesome, not very happy, and maybe included a low point, but whatever it is, that past is over with. That's where all the swords are piercing, and you're separating from that. You're splitting off from that. Rejuvenated and vibrant and healthy. I don't know why I said healthy, but okay. Yeah, Ten of Swords go to the Ace of Swords, a brand new path. Clear. Things are gonna be clear. No more Ten of Swords energy. Yes. Look at this. Three of Cups. Get the fuck out and enjoy yourself. So Ten of Swords is the what I said before. You did heal through something. Um, but you're worried it's gonna there's no more scars. It's dead, done, and over with. Like, okay, Ten of Swords. Um, Three of Cups. It's time to move out of that whatever that phase was and into something very enjoyable, pleasurable, indulgent. Everything the Three of Cups talks about. Over here, but you got the Nine of Wands where your walls are up and you're a little bit guarded, not because you still have a wound, but because you're just like, like you're trying to be cautious of where you step or how you step or and it's slowing you down, and so you keep not taking a step. And that's so they're just reiterating what we said. What is this? Queen of Wands. So there's this energy or idea of, oh, well, whatever, I hate this thing. Oh, whatever is meant for me will not pass me by. This is not the channel for you if that's your stance. I hate to break it to you. There is such thing as coincidence because of something that's called free will. Not While certain things are influenced and manipulated by spirit, there's also equally things that are not. And so, therefore, because the idea of coincidence is it's happenstance, but if everything's already planned out, then there's no real free will. So you're gonna pick and choose your shit. Do you believe that we have some semblance of free will, even if it's not as broad as we think it is? Or is everything pre-planned and there is no free will? Like let's get for real. Okay. Um Queen of Wands is the energy of like sitting pretty and just waiting for something to come to you. Like the idea of not having to do anything. That's not what they want. If you feel like I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you feel like the Queen of Wands is representing you right now, she she's not she's the Queen of Wands, guys. The wand suit is all about action. She doesn't chase anything, right? She doesn't overexert herself, but she does stand in her power and she does do things. Like it's not that she's pretty pillow princess. Okay. And so you hesitating is keeping you out of attracting everything that you want in your life. And really, I feel like really embodying some powerful energy. Like I just feel like this is magnetizing and confident and um, in a place of being able to of making shit happen. She's in her power. The more you put the 9 of wands up, the less you're in your power, okay? The less you end up having influence on your life. King of wands. Is anybody still there? Because you two be doing some dumb shit. I watched the counter, like, it looks like it glitches. I don't even know if this is still going. Um, like it was stuck on a number for far too long. But there is a king and queen of wands. You are blocking something meant for you, something that matches you, something that is for you, even a person. That is a passionate, fiery match. Give me just a second. I'm gonna grab something just to make sure it's still recording correctly. Um, okay. I was just making sure because it was like my counter keeps doing some weird shit. You know what I mean? It glitches and shows like it's stuck on a particular second, and I don't even know if the chat's working. Uh, but like like something like a number shouldn't be there for 5 seconds straight. It counts by the seconds. I don't know. It was really weird. And I was like, what is going on? It is still recording. It's still on live. So, okay, guys. So when you do these little things where you're like, like you intentionally set your life up so that you can have these little uh, bits and pieces that you can kind of like use as an excuse to not make a move, to stall, to hesitate, whatever it is, you're really only blocking something that you're supposed to come into union with. Let's put it that way. Okay. I don't want to eliminate anybody because I feel like a lot of people are doing this, not just people that are meant to come into union with somebody. Okay. But definitely if you want another 2-year dry spell, then go ahead. Uh, that sounded a little like rough, but by all means, keep up the antics. Okay. Oh, son of a biscuit eater. I'm not gonna do a big book. Okay. Hanged man. Definitely some things changed. Strength. I want to say there was something painful about the last 2 years. We have the Three of Swords. I don't feel like the last 2 years something actually happened. I think something happened before that. Something about the last 2 years was changing you. With this strength card, we have two lions. Um, so and she's managed to tame both. It's one of them has a snake over here, which is giving. I'm getting like a sexual energy with that life force energy. This one is like a light coming from her hand, like she is healing something. Um, there may have had to be a healing and a for lack of a better, like a reignition of your sacral. Whatever it was, hanged man, it took some time. It took you out of certain things. I think the strength card happened. It took a lot to come back from something. First, you had to change your perspective. Then you actually had to heal on like heal it, and then I feel like reignite, like light something back up within you. Um, they're telling me this is right. This is a little bit now. So the 3 of Swords is you still feel separate from. See, when you were closed off, detached, not even detached, what is the word? It's another D word. Disassociated. Woo! I went into the recesses of this brain to find that. Um, you like disassociated from a lot. Like you didn't have any level of connection to too much of anything because of something that had happened. Um, so one, I feel like you ended up like the last 2 years, you had to come to a place where like you actually saw it as something worthwhile of addressing. Like, because the hangman is about changing your perspective. And so, you can't heal it until you recognize it and see it, right? But you also have to have the desire and want to. Like you have to kind of change your perspective on whether something's valuable or not. And so that had to happen, which took time. Okay. That took time. Then there was, I just feel like saying, sometimes when we disassociate and we come back online, there's there's a fight there still. You know what I mean? And that had to be like when it comes back on at first, it's like you might have resisted it and you might have been no, no, no. There's this sense of having to heal that and like reactivate yourself. Like I just can't come back online. You're sitting in a position now where you feel separate from the world, is what I want to say. But you don't know how to resolve it. We got the question mark. Also, though, this is very dual. Like, this is what you had to go through. Like, the two things that you had to fix, that's where the two lions are, is how you saw something, the value that you placed on it, your perspective, your lens at which you viewed it through. And you had to heal a great sadness. There was grief and a sense of separation and um, brokenheartedness that you had to work through. Um, but what you might, unfortunately, I feel like you could end up hurting yourself again if you keep playing. That's the self sabotage that they're talking about. Is you keep stalling and you're going to put yourself into another cycle um, where you feel alone. Oh, that's so it's time for something to break ground. It's time. And despite what you may think, I know it looks like it's a desert, but that rose can break ground. Okay, it's actually time. It is actually time. I fear this is. I don't fear it, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like you get to determine. There's a pivot point. There is a moment is approaching that determines the path that you're going to be on for this next cycle. That's an inevitable point. That's what the tower moment represents something fated and inevitable. Inevitable. It is also something that spirits like this is one of those situations you don't get out of, right? You think you can avoid this moment, and spirit's like, no, this is your free will comes in when you decide what you're going to do, whether this is going to be a positive or negative tower moment. But the tower moment's coming in. That part you don't get to control. You don't have free will over that one. But in this particular one, this tower isn't coming down. There are flames coming from it. There's eyes all over it. It's like you're not oblivious to this. You know you know this is coming. Which one of these are you gonna be? Are you gonna be the 10 swords? Because imagery matters a lot to me. If the 10 of swords are in your back, it was something that was kind of like either underhanded, hidden, something that was out of your control. But when the swords are in the front, that means you walked right into that bitch. You saw it coming and you still move forward. You know something is approaching. And it's going to be something that determines potentially how the next couple of years are going to unfold. They want you open to this. They want you ready to receive it when it arrives. So all these little things that you keep harping on or doing or you continue to have around as an excuse. Well, I'm not ready. I can't because of this, or I can't. Da da da. Maybe you are telling yourself, "I'm not ready. I just need this," or "I did a." It's an excuse. These are excuses. It's like your little get out of jail free card, but you keep getting out of a moment that could determine your trajectory in your future, whether you repeat a phase or not. Um, Tell me about the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, please. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Or Princess of Swords, whichever you want to do it. Oof, that. Three of Wands. Six of Cups. That is a soul connection. It is. It's a soul connection. Coming towards you. Again, you can see it. You can fucking see it. You know damn good and well. Even if you're like, I don't see a person, you know, you like, I just feel like I like spidey sense, like, you know, things are happening and you're like, okay. Anytime things go in this kind of a fashion and boom, 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 and I get these kind of things, something like this usually happens in my life, and I can just tell, you know, it's coming. And what's coming is soul contracted. Is soul recognition. Soulmate. Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is the the thing you're afraid of. The deceit, the lies, the illusions. But it's almost like that all gets turned around, Wheel of Fortune. Tell me what happens with this Page of Swords. It feels like communication. I honestly want to try and open it up to all kinds of other things, and it feels like, you know what I mean? Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. A very unmistakably interested individual. Knight of Wands is a very passionate, um, flirty, charismatic, a lot of chemistry, definite sex appeal. Knight of s- Knight, not Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups is the romantic. So when they said passion and romance, they actually very much meant that. With the 3 of Wands, that Knight of the Page of Swords feels like incoming. Temperance. Spirit is trying to usher that in. 10 of Cups. 2 people that can come together to create the 10 of Cups. So yeah, guys. This stalling that you're doing will have a larger impact than you realize. You need to start taking that first step. And I feel like that the way that looks is different for everybody, but you hesitate on something frequently. In fact, they're giving me like there's several things in your life that you hesitate. Each one that could help move things along, but you give yourself like an out of doing it. You always keep some kind of convenient um, reason because it's like any one of those areas spirit could use to make this happen. How does this communication happen? Let's put that back. Yes. How does this it's like if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Page of Wands, Queen of Wands. Ooh. This isn't something that's going to come in like undercover as a friend. This is out the gate, flirtatious, no denying interest. This is a very not spicy in the oh that's inappropriate too soon kind of way, but it's definitely got some heat to it right out the gate. It's very direct. Wands are very direct. Interest. Four of Wands. Makes sense with it being very direct. They're saying home, and I want to find out. I know a card was flipping around. I just don't know if it flipped over all the way, so I'm checking really quick just to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. Let me figure out this. Page of Swords, communication, very direct, very Um, Somebody who only interacts with people like this isn't somebody who likes to just flirt for flirting's sake. They want to date for dating's sake. They actually like this is their end goal is to have some kind of like union. This communication though also acts as that moment where you can make a decision because the Four of Wands talks about like a milestone. We have, yeah, this is the moment where a pivot can happen. Knight of Swords. It's the moment where you can break ties from the old cycle and move in a completely new direction. Cut something free or be freed from something, the old cycle. Seven of Pentacles again. This is this is the pivotal moment, the milestone where a new path would be birthed, where something new can actually happen, where the new phase begins. Is all pivoted or anchored in some kind of communication with someone. I hear talking. High Priestess, Two of Swords. If this is a soul family, soul contract, soul matey kind of a situation, this is something where, again, the tower moment, this communication has to happen. What you do with it is up to you. You need to get out of the habit of having all these little things that act as, convenient reasons to hesitate, convenient reasons to stall, to not do something. You got to get out of that fucking habit because you might end up passing up something that, again, you don't get out of this moment, but what you do with it will determine your path. And because the Knight of Swords is here, it feels as though as if you pass this by because you're conveniently not ready in some capacity. No, I can't because of this, or no, I can't, or I don't know why I get somebody who also feels like I just get a very frumpy energy. Like if I stay frumpy, then I stay hidden from the world. And you're not gonna like it when somebody sees you. Um, and because of that, you're gonna want to shrink back and you're gonna be like, I'm not ready. And they're gonna be like, then if you pass this up, it's gonna it feels like a while before another soulmate comes along or another opportunity with the soulmate comes along or anything like that. That's the reason why it's like High Priestess, like this is planned out. This must happen. This they've got to at least get you all talking to each other. But if you choose to shrink back, hide, run, whatever it's like that's where your decision point is. So they're going to bring you up to the moment and then you have a decision to make. Four Swords. Four Swords is doing something from a mind that's at ease, a mind that's at rest, that's well balanced out. It's like if you keep doing this thing where you keep hesitating and you keep not, you've always got those convenient reasons to opt out of something. Um, it's like those little things keep you in your head. again, I'm going back to the idea of like, well, I never do my hair, so then I'm never ready for an opportunity when it arises. Because I can use the excuse, oh, I'm not ready. I don't feel all that well put together today, or I'm not in the right state. I would rather feel, that kind of stuff because it keeps you out of. But if you stay ready, so you don't have to get ready, then you're always ready mentally. You won't feel because the Four Swords is like there's a sense of mental peace about something. Again, there's little things you're using these little things as excuses, convenient excuses, um, when really you got no reason to not be doing certain things, and those convenient excuses really don't mount to a hill of beans. This is just self-sabotage, and it's like it's the continuing things the way you're doing them will keep you in the Eight of Swords. But if you start just eliminating these little convenient excuses, you'll end up being in the Four of Swords. This is your choice. Like they're like, hey, this is happening. You can approach this moment in the Four of Swords, or you can approach it in the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is self-imposed entrapment. You can free yourself from that. You just need to see that you're doing it. And I feel like they're kind of like saying, you don't get to say, I didn't know, I wasn't aware when this moment arises because they're fucking telling you right now. King of Wands. I feel like the King of Wands is approaching, is coming closer and closer and closer. It's real deal. Knight of Pentacles. This has been a long time coming, but it's real when it arrives. So we're gonna leave that at that. Hello. All right. I hope that the message finds whoever it's meant for. I hope that you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. And I will see you guys at the next read.